never thought a day would come when I'd be told that my seat at my own daughter's wedding was behind a computer screen. I raised her, fed her, clothed her, held her through the nights she cried, worked double shifts to pay for her school, and yet on the most important day of her life, I wasn't given a chair at the wedding. I was given a link. Yes, you heard that right. My daughter told me, "Dad, you'll watch the wedding online. We've set up a live stream for you." And that shattered me in ways words can hardly explain. Part 1. My life as a father. My name is Richard Hayes, though most people in town just call me Rick. I'm 69 years old, a retired mechanic who spent 40 years fixing cars, paying bills, and raising a family that I thought would stand by me when I grew old. My wife, Linda, passed away 12 years ago. She was the love of my life and the glue that held our family together. After she was gone, I dedicated myself to raising our only daughter, Emily Hayes, who was just 15 at the time. I still remember sitting by her bedside every night telling her, "Sweetheart, no matter what happens, I'll always be here. I'll walk you down the aisle one day, just like your mom always wanted." Those words carried me through the darkest nights. I missed birthdays, holidays, and even friends' funerals, just to make sure Emily had everything she needed. I worked extra shifts to pay for her college at UCLA. When she wanted to study abroad for a semester, I emptied my savings account telling her, "Go live your dream, sweetheart. Your dad's got you covered." I thought love was enough. Part 2. The engagement. When Emily called me 2 years ago, her voice sparkling with excitement, she said, "Dad, Ryan proposed. We're getting married." Ryan, her boyfriend of 4 years, a successful young attorney from Chicago. I had only met him twice, but Emily glowed when she was around him, so I gave him my blessing. "Congratulations, honey," I told her. "I can't wait to walk you down the aisle." She laughed. "Of course you will, Dad. Who else?" I never imagined those words would turn into a lie. Part 3. The first signs. As the wedding planning began, something strange happened. I wasn't being included. The invitations, the rehearsal dinner, the seating charts. I didn't hear a word about them. When I asked Emily about my role, she'd say, "Dad, don't worry, you'll find out soon." Weeks turned into months. Then one day, I heard through a friend that the wedding was scheduled at a luxury vineyard in Napa Valley. The date was set. The guests were invited. Everyone knew, except me. When I called Emily, she said, "Dad, we'll figure out your part. Don't stress." Figure out my part? I was her father. My part was already written in history. I was supposed to walk her down that aisle. Part 4. The shocking call 1 week before the wedding. Emily finally called. Her voice was calm, almost rehearsed. "Dad, about the wedding." "Yes, honey, I can't wait. Just tell me what time I need to be there." There was a pause. Then she said the words that cut deeper than any knife. "Dad, it's going to be a small ceremony. Ryan's family thinks it's best if we keep things organized. We've set up a live stream for you. You can watch from home." For a moment, I thought I misheard. "A live stream? Emily, what are you talking about? I'm your father. I'm supposed to give you away." Her tone grew sharp. "Dad, please don't make this harder. Ryan's parents already have everything arranged. They think it's more modern this way." Modern? Since when did modern mean erasing your own father from the biggest day of your life? Part 5. The day of the wedding. On the morning of the wedding, I sat alone in my small living room. My suit, the one I had carefully pressed and hung by the door, still waited on the hanger. My shoes were polished, ready to walk down an aisle that never came. Instead, I sat in front of my computer. The screen glowed with a countdown. Emily and Ryan's wedding. Live in 3 minutes. When the video started, I saw my daughter. She was radiant, wearing a white gown that made her look like her mother. My chest tightened. But then I saw who was walking her down the aisle. It wasn't me. It was Ryan's father. Everyone clapped. The camera zoomed in on their smiles, on the kisses, on the vows. And there I was, a ghost in my own daughter's story, a viewer in a life I had sacrificed everything to build. I wasn't her father in that moment, I was just another face in the live stream audience. Part 6. The Aftermath. When the wedding ended, the screen faded to black. Thank you for joining us. That was it. No phone call from Emily. No thank you. Not even a message. I sat there for hours, staring at the silence of my empty home. For the first time, I understood what it truly meant to be unwanted. Neighbors asked me later, "Rick, why weren't you at the wedding?" What could I say? That I wasn't invited? That my seat was traded for a link? I just smiled weakly and said, I watched it online. Part 7. The Confrontation. A week later, Emily finally called. She sounded cheerful, like nothing had happened. Dad, wasn't the live stream great? Everything went perfectly. Emily, I said, my voice shaking, why didn't you let me be there? Why didn't you let me walk you down the aisle? Silence. Then she whispered, Dad, Ryan's parents thought it would be awkward. They wanted his father to have that moment. They said you'd understand. Understand? Understand that I was less than a stranger at my own daughter's wedding? That my decades of sacrifice meant nothing compared to Ryan's family's image? I hung up the phone. At part 8, the pain nights turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Emily stopped calling as often. Ryan never reached out. But every night, I'd sit on my porch, staring at the stars, remembering Linda's words. Promise me you'll be there for Emily's wedding, Rick. I was there, Linda, but only as a shadow. Part 9. The Twist. 1 year later, I received a letter in the mail. It was from Emily. She wrote, Dad, I realize now how much I hurt you. I was pressured, I was blind, but now that I'm expecting my first child, I want you to be part of their life. I need you. My hands trembled as I read her words. Did I forgive her? Not immediately. Pain doesn't disappear overnight. But when I imagined holding my grandchild, I knew love still had room in my heart. Because being a father isn't about walking down an aisle. It's about standing tall even when your heart is shattered. It's about loving, even when you're not loved back the way you deserve. I thought I was the father of the bride, but I learned that sometimes the people you love the most will make you feel invisible. And yet I remain a father. Because love, true love, survives even the cruelest live stream,